Hey everyone, this is Common Denominator back. I want to wish everyone happy holidays. Hope you had a wonderful Thanksgiving. It's been a minute. It's been a minute since I've put some content out, and I wanted to talk to you guys about something. I've been watching. I've been keeping my ear to the wall. I've been watching a lot of videos, just continuing to do what I do. You know what that is? Analyzing Black American culture, trying to figure out where we can do better, how we can do better, and just having a critical eye when it comes to Black culture and the things that are possibly harming us, harming our image, um, things that where we can improve. Anyway, today, I want to talk about those who refuse to be ghetto. I spent quite a bit of time talking about um, ghetto because the term ghetto, even though there are, and I'm actually multitasking, so forgive me if I'm slow um, doing something else at the moment. You may hear a little bit of background noise, but the term ghetto is usually I mean, it's reserved almost solely for Black Americans. How does that make you feel? I mean, we 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 spend so much time, um, you know, trying to better ourselves, and s- some of us, and then another side of us, those who live in the ghetto, who are proud of the ghetto, and who are, you know, um, embrace the ghetto and love the ghetto. Um, they spend a lot of time tearing us down. I don't believe it's their intention to tear us down, but their ignorance causes them to overlook the their actions and what they're doing. So whenever someone mentions ghetto, because we are sending out the strongest signal, unfortunately, due to our music, due to a lot of things, because of this, Um, we are African Americans are associated with ghetto. Anyone mentions ghetto, we're automatically thought of. It's not Hispanics. It's not any other group that also has ghetto acting people. White people have their own title, trailer park, which is interesting, you know. But this whole concept of ghetto it's us. But anyway, talk had a few conversations with some people. Um, I was talking to someone about, I believe it was Cardi B, and the singer rapper Cardi B, the rapper. The Funny enough, just really quickly, quick side note: Cardi B has been facing a lot of backlash from the Black community from her for her um, ghetto antics and for her low class type of behavior, and the fact that she is maintaining the negative stereotypes about Black people. I was so proud. Honestly, I was so proud of Black Americans out there for calling her out on her crap, and not just Cardi B. And you've heard her. I've heard her mention this in interviews. I've watched few of her interviews, and I just honestly, I can't do it. Sometimes it's just too much. Another one is Tiffany Haddish. Tiffany Haddish has kind of rocketed to the forefront, but I recently saw a movie a Tyler Perry movie where she was in it. What's the other girl's name? It's a movie that's out in in the theaters right now. I can't remember the exact title, but my whole thing is this is my thing. My thing is I can't I can't stand these actors and actresses and musicians who want to display this type of ignorance so the world can see this. They display it as if it's something to be proud of. Have you guys noticed that? They put it out there like it's cool, like it's wonderful. Tiffany Haddish in this movie, even though it was she was playing a part, the truth is that she was playing herself because that's how she really is. That's how she is in her comedy. That's who she is. She's ghetto. And she has also been getting a lot of critique and commentary and criticism from black Americans. People are tired of this crap. People are tired of being misrepresented. People are tired of actors, musicians, comics, of portraying the negative stereotypes, the negative, the losers in the community. People are tired of it. They're honestly tired of it, and I'm glad to see that Tiffany Haddish has spoken about it a few times, in her in interviews, how people are basically attacking her, telling her she's ghetto and she needs to stop. And I am so glad. Thank you, whoever you are. Thank you so much for just calling her out on her nonsense. Tiffany Haddish is a beautiful woman. I'm sure she has the capacity to do wonderful things in acting outside of being ghetto. But I feel like this whole being ghetto thing, it's like an act at this point. It's like it's a routine. I believe she is ghetto in her personal life because I've just seen her in regular interviews and she is ghetto, but I believe it's something they put out there because they believe people want to see it. They believe people want to see it. They believe it's entertaining. They believe people think it's funny, but it's getting tired. Honestly, it's getting really tired. And honestly, I'm sick of it. I honestly can't. It's just disgusting, and I'm not the only one. There's a lot of people talking about it now, and I'm happy. And I see hope for this community. I see hope for us. We can do so much better. Anyway, I want to talk about those who refuse to be ghetto. If you followed this channel, if you've looked at some of my especially the Black Vortex series, the Black Vortex being the system of social control within the black community, which draws everyone to it, towards everything, towards all things ghetto. And if you deviate from that ghetto norm, they begin to ridicule you, and to criticize you, and to try to socially punish you, ostracize you, which is fine. You should be happy if the ghetto ostracizes you because then you can make some new friends who aren't ghetto. Very simple. But the Black Vortex, here it is at work for those who refuse to be ghetto. Um, I want to comment on there's a few people. I want to talk about Wendy Williams first. In one of her shows, Wendy Williams spoke about the fact that she was criticized while growing up by people around her for, I guess, acting white, what they saw as acting white, or no, or speaking white. Okay, now for those who don't know, or for those who don't realize, for those who are non-black, listening to this or watching this, I might throw a few pictures up on this. Um, Black Americans like to criticize other black people who try to do better. And in doing better, it's not just about making money, but Black Americans feel betrayed by a lot of Black Americans. The ghetto Black Americans feel betrayed by um, anyone who decides to speak English the way it was meant to be spoken. Okay, which means using the correct grammar tenses, conjugating your verbs, instead of saying things like, okay, for instance, there's a verb to look. That's the infinitive or the basic form of the verb to look. I look, you look, he, she looks. Okay, you put an S on there, right? For example, I'm sorry to go into such great detail, guys, but I have to because a lot of black people are just dumb. We have a problem with these people in our community. So if you if you deviate from messing up the verb on purpose, and if you okay, this is how a lot of ghetto people say it, and you'll listen to them. He looked like they'll say he looked like. There is no S in ghetto black America. There is no S on the verb look. There is no S. It doesn't exist. The S is gone. So now you have to say, she looked like an idiot. She looked like a fool, or some ebonics trash. All right. So now, if you don't sound like this, if you don't purposefully, even though you've been to school like everyone else, if you don't purposefully mess up your English and sound the way the hood or the ghetto wants you to sound, or the lower class black Americans want you to sound, then they attack you. So Wendy Williams got attacked for I love, first of all, I think she has a great speaking voice, great radio voice, great TV voice. She's well spoken. But at the same time, she code switches a little bit. She uses a little bit of black slang, which I think is fine. A little bit of black slang. Because every community has slang. But when you go on television, you go on radio, and you misrepresent your community, that's where the problem starts. That's where the problem starts. You know, you. So the other day I was listening to. So I want to commend Wendy Williams first of all for refusing to be ghetto, or refusing, just sticking to her guns. She's aware that people call her, say that she speaks white or acts white. She's aware. She's fully aware, but she doesn't care. That's the key. You don't care. Um, I don't care either. I've had people say that to me too. But it's not and the whole thing is I wasn't raised in the ghetto. And a lot of you who are listening, you weren't raised in a ghetto either. So it's it's uh it's not something you can do, or it's not something that comes naturally. When you open your mouth to talk, what comes out is what comes out. But because people in the ghetto are so stupid, they don't understand this. And because they think like slaves, and they act like slaves, and they talk like slaves, they think that everyone else is supposed to act like a slave too. And if you're not acting like a slave, then you're you're acting like a white person. See, this is the slave mentality in the community. All right, so I was listening to some radio the other day, some AM radio. I was listening to some talk radio as a sports channel, and there was right away there was they had a black you could tell he was black just by his voice and his whole dialect. Black guy comes on and he's talking about football, and he's like just a an embarrassment. I just remember just thinking, wow, it's like he failed English class. It's like he just completely it's like he probably dropped out of high school or dropped out of junior high or something. He can't even really talk. And I just remember feeling so embarrassed. So embarrassed. And then there's some black personalities on television who also do sports. And when they do sports, they're they work for the big major networks. I think Fox Sports News. There's a show where there's a couple of football players. There's one on there with the Gap. I can't remember his name. I think he was on Good Morning America. Michael Strahan. And there's another black guy he's on a show with, NFL show. And um, they're just well spoken. They refuse to be ghetto. Anyway, the message for today. This is my message for today. Yeah, I know it's tough. I know it's really tough. It's really tough to maintain to it's really tough to I can't multitask. I'm gonna have to just do this and then finish what I'm doing. I'm gonna have to finish this audio up, guys. I'm gonna cut it short. It's really tough to deal with the black community sometimes because the black community is so adamant about you speaking a certain way and behaving a certain way. You have to act like, you have to act like the minstrel show, basically. This is what you got to do. I don't know if you guys realize that a lot of us are still acting like the minstrel show. The minstrel show. We're still performing. We're still acting like performers, like slaves. And it's crazy. It's crazy to see 2018 people maintaining and maintaining this act, this ghetto act, trying to appease, trying to look. If you think acting more black equals acting stupid, acting ghetto, speaking like a fool, if you think that's acting black, you hate yourself. You hate the black race. You hate the black race. Acting black should be speaking properly. But you can have a black accent, that's fine. If that's what you have, if it's natural. But not pretending you have a black accent and trying to act ghetto. That's not acting black. That's acting like a fool. So I just want to say to those of you who are in this struggle against the other side of the black community, who are out there, speaking English the way it's meant to be spoken, representing as well. You know, I just want to say, keep on going. I'm proud of you. I think we are winning. I think we are starting to see some pushback against this ghetto stuff, against the representation of us in the media. If we look at Tiffany Haddish and Cardi B, there are people attacking this stuff, black people, and it's good, and it needs to continue. So, um, I'll admit online, after I've watched a video or two, I've commented on some videos like, "Why do you got to sound like that? Don't you, wouldn't it be better for you to speak English properly?" You listen to people like Michelle Obama or Oprah. They have African American accents, yet even though Michelle Obama was criticized for people saying she sounded white, there's a video online where she talks about this. But I don't think she sounds white. I think she sounds like an intelligent black woman, okay, who's not from the streets. So many people feel they need to sound like they're from the streets. They need to represent. You don't need to represent jack-ish, okay? You don't need to represent anything. From the streets do nothing for black people. The streets do nothing but put us in jail and give us a bad image. Let's try to hear it in this upcoming 2019 New Year's resolutions. Let's represent that which is good for the black community. Let's have a good image. Let's put forward a good image. Let's use the same tools that the ghetto uses on us and ridicule the ghetto, like what they're doing to Tiffany Haddish and Cardi B right now. Let's ridicule them for sounding so foolish and sounding ignorant and for embarrassing Black America. Anyway, guys, comments, questions, uh, complaints, hit me up in the comment section below. Happy holidays, common denominator. Peace.